Welcome back to Rave Vinyl Reminiscence, everyone, the channel where I share my passion for hardcore from between 91 and 95, rummaging through the vaults and keeping some of this incredible music from a fantastic era alive. This is an episode that I've been really looking forward to doing because today I'm going to take you on a journey through the epic world of Basement Records. So we've got a lot to get through in this episode. I said when I'd done the reinforced video that I was surprised when I pulled everything together how many I had on that one label. It's just kind of blown it out of the water actually. When I've got everything out from all my different boxes that I had from Basement, I found that I had 18 different releases. So in this episode we're going to be looking at 30 tracks from those 18 releases, so there's a lot to get through. It was interesting to see in the comments, which by the way, thank you very much for all of the enthusiasm and the stuff that you've shared in the comments. But it's interesting to see at least 2 people asked, quite early doors, are you going to do anything, you're going to do a video on Basement? And I was like, absolutely, because this is the one I've been looking forward to really doing. So Basement Records holds a very, very special place in my heart. I'd describe it almost as a genre of its own. Very, very signature sound across the board on these releases. So much so that I remember playing a set once in a club, I think it was in the Arches in Vauxhall, where I played the entire set as Basement Records. And doing that really takes you on a particular kind of journey. I found even in a drawer of mine, an old mixtape I'd done as well back in '94, so again nearly 30 years ago, purely of just Basement Records. That all of these tunes mix together beautifully. They're great as standalone, but also they just blend in perfectly for a whole journey. Now, whereas it's arguable that people can kind of, it's not the right phrase, but grow out of some of the other early hardcore stuff, you know, particularly the higher pitched vocal stuff, some of the more happy stuff. But the Basement sound has really, really stood the passage of time. It's very, very sophisticated sound. I would call it grown-up hardcore. And it's a privilege to share some of these tunes that I've owned for such a long time and loved. So much so that you're going to hear on some of the quieter sections when I play this that there's a little bit of crackling where they've just seen so much use these. They've been kept in good condition, but they have been very, very well used. So super quick bit of history. The label was run by Phil Wells, otherwise known as Basement Phil, and featured collaborations with lots and lots of different artists. To name just a few, we had Wax Doctor, Jack Smooth, DJ Mayhem, Top Buzz, which actually reminds me, because someone will mention it in the comments, I did notice while I was going through it that my copy of Top Buzz's Living in Darkness is missing. I don't know what's happened to that. That happens, doesn't it, over the years. So I'll have to get another copy of that at some point. Other than that, we have 18 tasty releases here, ranging from 92 through to 94. Let's get started. So, first choice from 1992 is Kev Bird's This Is a Trip.
This is a trip, the Twilight Zone!
So recognisable. My next choice is DJ Mayhem, and this is on a 2002 reissue. My original copy damaged or just unplayable. We've got on one side here we have got Damage, and on the other side we have got Metrics. Damage is the track I want to play from here. particular drum sequence is one of my favourites wherever it's used. Next up, we have Hedgehog Affair Part 3. Now, I only bought one. This is the only release of the Hedgehog Affairs that I bought, only one part of it. Which I must revisit them actually and just double check whether I missed anything along the way there. But this was the one that I liked and I bought, and I absolutely love this. There's two tunes in particular on this I want to play you, and the first one is Heaven Sent. This is the first break. Then later on we have this truly beautiful break. I adore this. It's got this lovely ambient piano, and then this, I don't even know how you describe what kind of instrument or sound it is from the background, but it's like this kind of horn type coming across the foggy lake sound is how I describe it. It's so lovely. So musical. And my choice from the flip side is Don't Just Stand There. And this drop into this break is just like one of those, just close your eyes and just open up your whole body and your soul to this beautiful piano break.
Don't just stand there.
I've forgotten how much I love them tunes. It was lovely to play them again. I'm not sure my neighbours agree, but right, my next choice is one of the classics of 1992. Easily recognisable from the moment it started to mix in, and that is Wax Doctor, and the tune is A New Direction. This is a 2002 reissue. My original copy, battered. But going back in these days, there wasn't a time that I turned my decks on to have a mix and didn't put this track on. It was one of them tunes. Here's what you heard as it started to mix in. Everyone knew this. And then the tune broke into this first opening break, which was so powerful. True sound of an era. Classic. So we're done with 92 now, on to 93. Two Dark Troopers, and two tracks I want to play on this. The first being I Want to Be Your Lover. I noticed on this, actually, I don't know if you can see that, something went a bit skew-whiff at the pressing plant there, like they've put that label on with a catapult. That happens sometimes, it's completely offset. I Want to Be Your Lover starts off with this lovely opener. And then we've got this lovely break which kind of zones out, and then these vocals just roll in. And then on the B-side we've got Darkcore, which is a very different buzz to the flip side. Even in this small section I'm going to play here, just listen how the energy builds and builds and builds into just total and utter oblivion. Truly insane, that tune. Next, a beautiful release. Rough with a Smooth. Both tracks on this. I want to start off with Art of Intelligence, and this is the opening break. Then the tune opens up into this amazing break, and it's just like, this is true signature Basement sound, like a journey through the stars. Really powerful experience memory-wise with that tune when I listened to it. Just took me straight back, you know, being a teenager, and I mean we were having amazing times back then and up to all sorts, but at the same time trying to sort of find yourself as a young man and find your place, establish your place in the world. And definitely it brought it back to me. I think I'd just finished with my first kind of serious girlfriend, and yeah, it's just mad. It's amazing how it does that to you. Anyway, Sounds Superior. This is a tune. Listen to this, from the moment it kind of rewinds and opens up, bang, this is Basement Records. Power of that, man. Now we break into this lovely musical piano break. we were just in awe of this music when it came out in '93. I just remember being totally blown away by this sound. And I don't know, you tell me in the comments, it's like, it just hasn't dated whatsoever. It's fresh out of the box now. Right, next, Kev Bird and the Wax Doctor Part 1. And 2 tunes I want to play on this. The first is Dark Matter, and this is Kev Bird's '93 remix of Dark Matter. As you listen through this, there's a kind of a techno-y edge to it, but this break I want to play here is just so atmospheric, and the lyrics, the way the lyrics roll in with this kind of reverse drum beat, it's beautiful. Exquisite. Next we've got On a Roll on the flip side of this, and this first opening break really powerful, and then the tune opens up, it's just really driving. And then we've got this crazy piercing break which just sounds like some dark entity has possessed an arcade game. And then we have this eerie break with these like weird, harmonised, like angelic choir voices. That takes us swiftly into Kev Bird and the Wax Doctor Part 2. Both tracks on this as well. This is, it's hard to say this, isn't it? But this is one of my favourite releases on Basement. I adore this. The first track I want to play is TBN. This is the '93 remix. But listening to this opening break. Such a unique sound. The tune moves on now to open up into this, again, this purely classic Basement sounding break. And this is a good example of one of the things I loved about the releases on this label, where they just built and built and built and layered up, and throughout, you come out of breaks, or some of them right from the outset, it just adds a layer and another instrument, a bit more percussion comes in, and it's this beautiful building atmosphere. progressing through 93, and now we have Wax Doctor and Jack Smooth, and this is the 93 remix of New Direction. What a tune. This, as best my memory serves me back then, the first time I heard this, my memory is of being an interdance do on Hastings Pier. Fantastic gig. And I remember the first time I heard this was over a big system, and I was just like blown away by it, because I've been a fan of the New Direction for a long time, and what they'd done with it was just awesome. So here's the intro as it's coming in, and you see what they've done. They've taken the back end of it and they've rewound it. I can remember clear as anything hearing that mixing in and just sort of thinking, like, is my brain doing that? Then we get this opening break, the famous opening break, but again they've tweaked it and messed with it, and it was really, really good. And then, much as I love the original, this break is what sets it apart. It's beautiful, and a great example again of listen to just how it layers up and layers up as it comes out of this break. That is a killer track. So is this. Next we've got Wax Doctor, and this is Another Direction. And I don't know if these memories, it'd be interesting, wouldn't it, if you could go back and find out, am I actually remembering this correctly? Because when I played this, first time in ages, pulling it out for this video, instantly my brain went to an interdance do at the Paul Arts Centre. Who knows why it does that, why music links exactly something like that. Maybe it wasn't the first time I heard it, maybe it was just that it came on at a certain point in my mood progression, let's say, and it just stood out to me, it kind of wired in. But this tune, this opening break again is awesome. And then we hit this middle break. Just the production on this stuff is just exquisite. I love this stuff. Next up, Mayhem, and there's two awesome tracks on this. The first I want to play is Fierce. Sort of tune that induces a good frown. M-Power is next.
Drop the mid-range.
Then the tune drops down into this real serious break, and it makes me think of in the comments someone was talking there about the music from this era just seems to carry a certain positivity, and they used the word hope. It carries a sense of hope within it, and I really connected with that, genuinely. It's true, because even the darker aspect of hardcore, some of the stuff I'm playing here, these darker sounds, notice they're not like heavy on your soul or heavy energetically. That's why I use the phrase like good frown. It's dark, but in a beautiful way. Really special stuff. Still with 93, Jack and Phil. Two tunes on this as well, and I want to start with Tech Track. Now, this first bit, listen again, is an example. It was almost like a formula for some of this basement stuff, where it hits kind of a more serious kind of opening break, a particular sound, and then later on cracks open with this beautiful, wondrous break. So here's the first break on this, and it's a good example of how that energy I was saying just builds and builds and builds as we come out. And then here it comes. I think if Evan's true, this is what you hear as you approach the gates. Lovely hearing these all back to back, innit? You really get a feel for the sound of this label. Other side is We Are Unity, another great tune to open a set with. later dropping down into this really powerful break. And next, the very aptly named Electronic Experienced. I want to play V10 Overload from this. Beautiful mixture of stuff here. So musicality, there's like a very almost techno sort of driving bass on this, layered on top of that, lovely drum sequencing. Fantastic track. It then drops into that lovely typical basement break. Flip side, we have number 303. I'm not even going to say anything about this, just listen to it, it's bloody brilliant. Music just means so much to me. Right, last one for 93 is Wax Doctor and Jack Smooth, and the tune I'm going to feature on this is Unfriendly. What a track. So much so that I'm not going to play any of it right now. This is going to be our play out. So we'll come back to that. So first up for 94, we have Kev Bird, and I want to start off with Sub-Zero. The tune then drops into this mind-melting electronic vibe. Volcano from this. Okay, next for 94 we have this lovely musical release from Scott Free, and the first tune on this is My First Adventure. The tune then opens up into this beautiful contemplative break. On the flip side, we've got Street Fighting, which just has this beautiful kind of like chill out kind of vibe to it. Next, we're back with Electronic Experience, and we have IQ and More IQ. So I'll play IQ first. This is a really powerful driving tune. IQ has this killer sort of sci-fi break in the middle as well. And on the flip side, More IQ, lovely journeying dynamic track. That brings us to the last for 1994, and I've kind of timed this so it's like the calm before the storm. This is a beautiful release, Basement Phil, and you've got two different mixes here of a track called Flying. The one I'm going to play a bit of is the 4 to the Floor Inst mix, And this is it's lovely, it's ambient, it's very, very chill out lounge kind of vibe to it. Really, really musical. So that brings us to the end of our journey through Basement Records. What an incredible label, and it's just been an absolute joy to go through these tracks again. They've, as I said earlier, they've meant so much to me for so many years, these. I really, really treasure every single release that I own here. There were a number, as usual, I say, that I haven't got that were released on Basement. I picked out all the ones that really, really matter to me. I think, please give me your suggestions in the comments if there's anything that really, really means something to you that I've missed, and I'll revisit. I mean, I need to sort of have a look back and see if I did miss out anything over the years. So that just leaves us with this absolute belter of a track. Wax Doctor and Jack Smooth, and the tune is Unfriendly. It's, I mean, listen to this as the piercing kind of break that comes in first of all. But then later on, it just builds up and changes vibe altogether. Join me again where I'll pick out another label and various other different video projects that I've got planned moving ahead for us to revisit this incredible music from a fantastic era. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again.